Well, I had to do it. I had to open my mouth and say it was a nice day. What's up, guys? Well, here we are, back at it again. So, it has actually been a few weeks since I've did any work on this. Obviously, if you saw my last video, you know I was working on the transit. I also had a break in the videos, basically because I didn't have anything to go up. And yeah, so at this point, it's about three and a half weeks since I actually was working on the doors and everything on this. So it's time to get back to the old girl. Weather has improved a little bit, although it's a little bit breezy this morning. We can live with that. So I think today my goal is simply to just get everything kind of back up to speed. Calm down. She's all dusty. She really is covered in a lot of dust. So I'm just gonna get the doors sorted out. They're still locked up in the garage, and then just give her a good wash down. Before I get into doing anything with paint, she really needs a good wash down because, like I say, there is a lot of dust on here. You can just feel it as you run your hands through it. I mean, I don't know if you can see that on camera or not, but yeah, I think that's going to be the goal today. Is just get everything basically back up and running again, so that I can get on and hopefully this week get the doors painted and get some of the actual base coat on the side at least anyway. So yeah, let's make a start. There we have it. She is all now washed off nicely. Amazing amount of dirt that came off her, even though she's undercover. It's a very dusty atmosphere here this time of year. We're in the middle of the Lincolnshire countryside. Got a lot of fields, got a lot of fields around the neighbourhood, and this time of year they're basically just being left to rest. Is it fallow or whatever they call it? And so what happens is when you get a little bit of breeze, it just lifts it like a very fine dust into the air all the time. So yeah, that's the reason behind my constant washing of things. That and obviously sanding dust, etc. But anyway, she is washed down. I'm going to grab a couple of old towels, towel her off, and that should just help her dry more quickly. And then I'll give her an hour or so, and we'll come back out and we'll see about getting some paint on her. That's drying it rather nicely there. I think what I'm going to do next is get these benches laid out and get the doors, or at least, which one should I do first? Actually the passenger side door is the most, I can get to that easiest, so I'll bring that out, and I think that's what I'm going to concentrate on for the rest of the day. Yeah, I guess it's a plan. I'm not sure of anymore. So, calm down. I've went over it all again. I've completely washed and hit the inner structure with 600 grit wet and dry. I've done the same with the outside here. So, take two. So, there we have it. Right now I've gone over all the internal structure and everything. Hit that with the 600 wet and dry. Flipped the door over. Obviously done the same on the outside here. So at this point she's just ready to do, let her dry, and then we will come back either later today or it may end up being tomorrow at this point. It's getting on a bit in the day. But we'll come back, get it all dried off, and then we will get on and get the epoxy on there. Now, I don't even remember if I mentioned this in the previous video, but what I'm doing is I've got white epoxy for around the frame and all of the inner workings. I'm using the white because the grey that I've got, the white base coat, it takes a lot of coats of base coat, and base coat is considerably more expensive than the epoxy. So I thought, you know, do all the white areas with the white epoxy, then where it's going to be the teal, I'll do that with the grey epoxy, and that should give us a really nice finish. But yeah, it's coming along there, so I'm just going to grab the hose pipe. It needs to be rinsed off, get all the soap and everything off, and then yeah, let it dry and we'll come back with it. We'll hit it with degreaser, then tack rag it and get some paint on. Okay, so got everything nicely dried, everything is wiped down. So what the plan is, I'm going to shoot this inner part of the door, and I'm going to shoot around here where it got all scraped up when the tent came down a few weeks ago. So I may, if there's enough paint left in the gun, I will carry on along here and up here, but the primary goal is get that door shot in that front section done, and then just see where that leaves us. So what I'm going to do next is I've panel wiped that down. I'm going to put the hose pipe on and just soak all of this ground, just so that it's keeping the dust at bay a little bit. This wind isn't helping. What I'll do is, once the ground's wet down, I'll then, and that's flashed off, the degreaser and everything's flashed off, panel wipe, I'll then hit it with a tack cloth, and then by then we're ready to shoot some paint. Well, I feel like I've been here before. Having a moment of deja vu there, but never mind. Anyway, got all the epoxy done. Does need a second coat, but I need to leave this to flash off first. I've got all the door on this side done. Again, that needs to flash off, so I need to leave it for at least 30 minutes to an hour. In this temperature, I mean, it's not cold, but it is still cool. So probably I'll give it an hour. And then come back, mix another batch up, hit it all again, and then that should be that done. I can then flip the door over, hit the other side with all the various epoxies, and yeah, maybe, I don't want to jinx this, but maybe by tomorrow I may be able to start actually getting some base coat on this side. Yeah, now that would be ideal, but we'll have to see, we'll have to wait and see. But yeah, I do have to run out and get some tape and drape later, but yeah, I'll get the second coat on first and then worry about that. But overall, yeah, once again we're making progress. Slow progress, but progress. So this is all drying up nicely, but I am having a bit of an issue with the wind, and it is really whipping the dust up. So as you can hear, I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to move this door inside. I'm going to bring the side door out, and what I need to do with the side door is I need to get it flattened off with 600 grit, and I think I'll do that and then just call it for the day. It's just too breezy. Yeah, it's just too windy, and all I'm going to end up with is having to sand all the paintwork because it's got grit in it. I've wet the floor down a couple of times, but obviously, as you can see, the wind's just drying it out really quickly. So, you know, sometimes you've got to pick your battles. So, yeah, I'm going to bring that side door out, lay it down on here. and stick that inside, and yeah, we'll just take it from there. Well, as you can hear, the wind is gaining a little bit more strength, and it's really just made life difficult today. Started bringing the other door out, but I decided against that. I'm fighting a losing battle here right now. So I've gotten some stuff done today, nowhere near as much as I was hoping. But yeah, there you go. What can you do about it? I'm just packing up for the night. Forecast says it's going to be a little bit calmer tomorrow, so fingers crossed I can get back out of this and, you know, get a bit more done. We'll have to see. Anyway, that's it. I'm heading in. Good morning. We are back at it again, and as you can hear, there is no wind. So it's going to be a good day. So without further ado, let's see what we can get done. Well, I had to do it. I had to open my mouth and say it was a nice day. I couldn't just let it lie. I had to say it. And look at it. Yeah, this is definitely brought today to a halt. And I've just been inside looking at the weather forecast, and it's going to be basically this for the next few days. Wonderful. Yeah, it's times like this where when you're doing a project outside, it really feels like it's stalled. And right at this moment, this project feels like it's just completely stalled. I mean, the previous video that I put out, that was shot almost a month ago now, and I'm still working on this side, so just very frustrated at the moment. It is Thursday today, and Monday I am heading off over towards the shop for about 2 days work over that way. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to probably just spend the rest of the week over there and just do some more work on the transit, because it's all the work on the transit at this point is inside, so it doesn't matter if it's raining, and at least I'll get one project moving along. So unfortunately this is a short video and there's really not a lot in it. Haven't made any, I don't feel like I made any progress, to be honest. I made a little bit, but not a lot. So yeah, I'm going to call it here. Hopefully next video you see on this, I'm actually getting some work done. Anyway, it is what it is. It's winter, it's England, and I'm outside. So yeah. Anyway, take care, come back and see me sometime, and have a good one.